So he's got to keep quiet. And good evening. It's just gone 7 o'clock South Africa time. Welcome and thank you for joining us. We are about to go live with the Western Cape executive for the Powerlifting Federation executive. Let me bring Manolan back in here. He was giving us a little bit of a heart attack, wasn't he? Guys, welcome. So we got Manolan, Nicole, and we got Mo. Thank you for joining us, guys, and welcome to the show. And really looking forward to chatting about 2024, what's been happening in Western Cape powerlifting, and obviously what's coming up. So big hearty welcome. Thank you to everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
No, absolute pleasure. I think let's get started with getting you guys just to do a quick introduction as to who you are and sort of what your role is within Western Cape powerlifting. By the way, guys, I'm old. I grew up in Cape Town. If I call it Western Province, I apologize. Okay, just force of habit. So Nicole, let's start with you. Can you give us a brief intro as to who you are, a little bit about your lifting background and your role within Western Cape powerlifting?
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Nicole Kupusami and the chair of Western Cape Powerlifting. And I've been powerlifting for 3 years and I've competed nationally and internationally as well. So yeah, that's me.
Mo, you're up next.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Mo. I'm the athlete rep and the social media, manager for Western Cape here. And I have only been powerlifting for about a year and a half. Yeah, so I'm still a baby into it, but I'm loving it, every single minute of it.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Mo. And last but not least, giving us small heart attacks with the time, but he's here. Manolan!
So, hi guys, Manolan. I've only been powerlifting for about 3 years now. I'm one of the athlete reps for the province, and yeah, I'm loving every minute of it.
Awesome. And again, big thank you. So for our viewers at home, if you would like to drop us a comment in the comment section and we'll share it with the executive. The main reason that we wanted to do this was to let people know what's been happening in the province and also what's happening with the upcoming 2025 Western Cape Powerlifting Championships. So let's start with that. And because we're really excited, we're coming down to live stream it. Something that we haven't done yet, but is long overdue. And also, I mean, Western Cape's been rocking lately. So tell us about the upcoming comp.
Guys,
Nicole, you're up.
Yeah. Am I up?
Yeah, we'll bully Nicole.
Oh, always. Okay, so we have our 2025 championships coming up in December, and we've got just under 80 athletes competing. So it's the biggest championship that we've ever had in the Western Cape. And another bonus is we have Emmett Media coming to join us. So it will be happening over 2 days, and so it'll be Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th. And yeah, it's going to be quite a big championship. I think we've got about 25 new lifters, so that's really exciting.
Sure. What's it been like for you guys over the last few years in terms of numbers? How have the numbers grown over, let's say, the last 3 years?
So I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was gonna say, well, even though I've only been here for a short period of time, but even comparing the provincials from last year to this year, there are so many new faces that I've met, especially with athlete rep and people messaging me, you get to learn about how many new people are now actually involved with the sport. And it's
Right.
crazy how quickly it happened, even with my short time here. So
Fan-
it's going really well.
That's awesome. I mean, you guys have been putting in an amazing effort. So let me ask you this: what is and we'll I think I'll start with Manolan on this one. What makes the sport so special that you want to step up and help grow it in the province?
I feel like that specifically, it becomes a passion. So everybody, you go to gym and you start training, and then you find guidance in terms of a specific sport, and this would be that for us. And you just get a lot more passionate about it, and you would like to see it grow. You want to see it thrive because we are so passionate about it. We want to share that with other people.
Right, absolutely. Well, here's a question which I've been looking forward to asking. Maybe I can go back to Nicole on this one. What makes lifting in the Western Cape so special?
You know what I think it is, and I'll be very honest. I think in the Western Cape, we are a family. I can say that 100% we are a family. After the provincial championship, everyone comes together for a group photo. Everyone congratulates everyone. I'm telling you, when I tell you athletes share knee sleeves. So one athlete comes off the platform, takes off his knee sleeves to give it to his friend that's going to be lifting 2 lifts ahead. He puts on the knee sleeves travels to the next lifter, and that's just how we share things. We share belts, we share knee sleeves, we want to see each other grow, and I can just say we're one big family.
No, that's fantastic. That's it. I mean, it is very, very special. I think, the Western Cape has always been quite small in terms of powerlifting in South Africa. There's always been a few guys over the last sort of 15 years that I've been competing or involved in competitions that would come through, and then there might be a bit of time where you don't see anyone. And what's been amazing over the last couple of years is just seeing the representation growing and growing and growing. And now, next year, World Masters is taking place in Cape Town. I think it's going to be a huge boost for the province. And I think that's why this provincial championships now is so important. People really do need to come along to the venue to have a look, to see and experience it, and they can get a taste for, hey, maybe I want to get involved in the sport, understand it a little bit more, and then look at what's going to be happening as we head out into the end of next year for World Masters in Cape Town. So let's chat a little bit about sort of what you guys have been doing over this last year, and then we'll talk about sort of what the provincials and the masters are going to mean to the province. So, Nicole, you kindly sent me a list of stuff to run through, which I'm very chuffed about. So we're going to talk about team training sessions. You're doing 3 times a week at Genesis Barbell. And let's talk a little bit about that. So from your side, Nick, and then we'll go to Mo. On the next, we'll break it down. So whoever wants to grab this question.
Okay, so the team training sessions we only had 3 for the year. So what
Mm.
we did was every 2 to 3 months, so 6 to 8 weeks, we had a team training session whereby Genesis Barbell opened up their doors. So Genesis Barbell is a powerlifting gym. We've only got, I think, 2 in the Western Cape, like proper setup
Mm-hmm.
powerlifting gyms. So they opened up their doors and they offered our athletes a 20 Rand fee. So we needed to do was our athletes paid 20 Rand to be able to come and train in this prestigious facility. And we trained for about 3 hours, so between 9 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a way to introduce new athletes to the sport, get more people into the sport. Because as you know, a day pass at a gym is like 200 Rand, right? So for them to
Yeah,
do that for 20 Rand was amazing for our athletes. And we had at least a minimum of 20 athletes pitch up to each of these
sure.
training sessions. And
Fantastic.
in those sessions, we get to chat to one another. We get to, just have conversations. Because someone that lives in Mitchell's Plain, I don't see them all the time. And
Mm.
someone that lives in Brackenfell, we don't get to see one another in person. But at these teams training sessions, we built like a camaraderie in the
Right.
province. And that was amazing, yeah.
Fantastic. And that's going to be valuable going forward to provincials and then obviously to nationals, because the more time you have training together, the more invaluable it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's talk about registration and all the legal stuff, the stuff that has to happen with the Confederation, Sports Confed Council, and all of that. How are we doing there? What's happening? Who wants to take this one?
Okay,
Wow.
I'll just pop
Okay.
in with that. But like big shout out and many thanks to Crystal. She's our secretary in the Exco. She
Yes.
does a lot of the boring paperwork
Yeah.
and all the nitty gritty for that stuff. So luckily we don't have to read through those pages. But a huge thing for us this year was registering the sports federation. I think with powerlifting especially for a long time it felt like a very individualistic sport where it was a lot of things would be self-funded,
Yeah.
which then makes it hard for a lot of people to come into the sport because of how much it may cost
Hmm.
or where to start and the limited access we have. So associating ourselves with the sports federation, slowly getting into funding, all of those things, we really saw as a big opportunity that would open bigger doors for a lot of people here. We have a lot of good lifters who, for example, we know we want to see them at nationals. Traveling to nationals from Western Cape is not cheap.
Yeah.
So, especially finding any way to help with that would be amazing.
Okay, fantastic. And I think it does, when you are, all the affiliation, all of the registration stuff is done, it carries a lot more weight when you're going, if you're talking to sponsors and so on, and it brings that level of responsibility. And I think there's also a lot of backing as well in terms of how to do stuff and what to do. So great move, guys. Well done on that. Very, very cool. 4 new clubs being registered. So tell us a little bit about that. Who wants to grab that one? Everyone's
Okay.
looking at Manolan, and Manolan's like,
So, so with the whole thing of us, and I know um, from the get go, the this specific exco, we were very much on let's grow the sport as much as
mm-hmm,
possible. Let's get a lot of people involved, and we were able to get 4 new clubs. It was Arctic Strength, Power Cartel, I think.
Equilibrium,
Um,
yeah.
who else?
some very cool
Equilibrium
names.
strength and
Equilibrium Gym,
Equilibrium.
Mm,
and
LFG,
LFG.
And LFG, yeah.
yeah.
So those were the 4 clubs that we were able to sign on with the province,
right.
which in turn grows the sport because you have 10, 20 people in a club. You have 4 new clubs. That's almost 80
Yeah,
people. So the
100%.
sport grows and grows and grows, and with that, it's also nice to see a lot of new faces. But yeah, that's basically what the 4 new clubs are.
Excellent. Well, listen, welcome to the new clubs. You know, we've got to give them something very, very cool. Very, very cool. It's just, and I think that it's a wonderful thing when clubs join IPF. So just to let people know, you know, that you guys are SAPF affiliated, which is IPF affiliated, which means we stick with everything that is required in terms of drug-free sport and WADA and Adele and all of these things. So for any parents listening or are going to be watching this, if you want your children in a drug-free environment, this is the place for them to come and hang out. This is the federation to which to belong. When down the line we're seeing powerlifting becoming an Olympic sport, it's going to be through this federation, through the IPF, through the SAPF, and then through Western Cape. So, which is also a really good thing. Now, the thing that we need most in terms of growing our sport after athletes is referees. And so you've been doing quite a bit of work with new refs. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Let me go back to Mo for this one.
Well, there's only one very
I
registered rep
mean,
up there.
yeah. What?
I'm gonna push it to her.
Okay,
Um,
fine. Did you
I
hear
don't
the bus there? Doof, 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 doof. Okay, Nicole.
I,
Okay, so this year our aim was really to grow the sport, and again,
Mm,
thanks to Crystal and Nathan, they really do a lot of the admin, paperwork, sorting everything out behind the scenes. And we've managed to get about 5 new club referees this year, which
Sure,
is, I think,
fantastic.
amazing for the
No,
sport.
that's a big
And
sure.
yeah,
Well
and
done.
they will
Yeah.
all be writing their provincial referee exam at the end of this year because they've refed
Okay.
at all of our club competitions this year. So we're going to be having 5 new provincial referees at the end of this year, and we're doing a coaches course as well, getting our athletes to become registered coaches.
Fantastic.
And yeah, so we're slowly trying to grow the sport because without referees, there's no sport, right?
So,
There's nothing. So
and
we need
yeah.
refs.
So I think, being a ref as well, how's that helped you as an athlete, Nicole?
To me, it feels as though you cannot just be taking from the sport.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just be taking your medals, all your accolades, all your records. You have to find a way to give back, and one of that ways is through becoming a referee. And you donate your time, and yeah. So I really feel it feels as though I can give back to
Yeah.
powerlifting
Uh,
through refereeing.
Fantastic. That's awesome. And 100%. You're spot on. Manolin, you've gone black and white.
I have no idea what's
No,
going on.
I'm just
Oh, I'm
kidding.
black.
No, that's me messing.
Oh,
Hey, what, what,
oh.
what you do? Stop it, man! Stop it! No, no, stop it! He was messing with his camera, huh? Dude, you've gone all blurry there. Look at that. Look, huh? Where's he gone? Okay, all right, I'll stop.
That's like my vision.
So and it's like, oh my gosh, too much sugar. So the thing with being a referee is me trying to bring it back now after causing chaos. We've got here a comment from Ruben Bays. Let me pop that up there. We'll just bring that up to here. PM Powerlifting Clubs, PC, LGF, and CP. There we go. All right. You guys know what that
So
means.
those are, yeah, those are our clubs in Mitchell's Plain alone. Those are the
Sure.
three
Yeah.
clubs that managed. Oh, and Captain's Powerlifting. Those are the three clubs
Yeah.
that have opened this year, just in Mitchell's Plain.
Wow, that
So
is
welcome, guys.
incredible. So maybe just to touch on that, I had quite an amazing experience probably about 10 years ago when I was down in Cape Town and in Philippi, the old cement factory that's been redeveloped, and where they did it about 10 or 15 years ago. They had containers in there, and a lot of the insurance companies took offices in the office building that was built. And they built a student library, and the library, you had to get through the security, you had to get through venue security to get into the little center, then into the building, through security, and then into the library through more security. So there's 3 layers of security. And what they found was that a lot of the young girls in the area from the schools were going to study there, but also hanging out because it could be a safer place for them to hang out. And it had a big impact on me. And just realizing that that's what kids they really want. They want a safe place to be when they're not at school. How has the growth of the gyms, like in areas like Mitchell's Plain, how has that affected the students and the kids in the area in terms of providing safe places and appropriate places to hang out?
I think our athlete reps can. You guys can go for it.
So, Kevin,
Oh,
Well,
okay,
go
Mo goes
ahead,
first.
Nina.
No, go
yeah.
first.
Okay. So I'm just remembering there was one of the first development comps we did was one in
Wellington.
Wellington.
Yep.
Uh, yes,
Did
with
you like my segue
well
into
now,
this one, by the way? You see?
yeah. So it was they're now an affiliated club. It's Equilibrium Gym, but
Mm-hmm.
before we just went there to basically help them have like a meet, but also so people would learn the rules, have fun, test out where they were, and the gym. They've always been intentionally trying to give back. The owner was the sweetest, loveliest person who literally said
Genuine.
he just wants people to learn about the sport. He was pushing for a lot of people to come, and I love the fact that I have seen the same people there now do club comps, or I know that some of them
Multiple
might
times.
actually doing provincials as well. And
Yeah.
it grew so quickly within just a year from development comp to affiliated club to now there are athletes from there who felt confident and comfortable enough to now stay in it and go to provincials.
Sure.
It shows again that even within the small clubs, everyone is so involved and motivating of each other. You help each other. I can do a lift now, and then someone will stop me by the side and say like, "Okay, just be careful with your foot here, whatever." Everyone just helps each other with every little thing, and I think that's also what makes it a bit different here. That it's just very loving and involved. So
Oh,
yeah.
awesome. So where would you like to see development going in the Western Cape? What would you like to see sort of that growth element be? And let's take this question with a view as if you were speaking to potential sponsors and corporate sponsors that were looking at getting behind backing something like this. You're getting all the accreditation done, or it's all done. You're part of SAPF. You're part of IPF. You are affiliated with SASCOC. All the right boxes are ticked. It's an incredible place for young people to learn so many things, from delayed gratification to working towards a goal to understanding your value is not in what you have, but it's about what you commit to, the effort you put in. Consistent work gives you the results. So I'm answering the question, but what would you like to see from your development side?
Uh, um, well, I think it's just the thing of, well, already doing the sports affiliation is a huge thing
Mm-hmm.
because powerlifting should be acknowledged as a sport as itself within the country, within the province, and that earns it some respect. That now, when you're going to people for funding, you're saying just like any other sport, acknowledge that there are talented people who can't afford certain things and that we need to invest in their potential and see where they can go. That some people, if they had the proper training, if they had the time, they could be representing us at Worlds
Yeah,
one day. You
absolutely.
never know how far they can go. So yeah.
You know, the one thing through our development academy that we've seen that's been incredible is the coaches that have come through, that have trained with us, that have worked for us, and then have gone out on their own, starting their own gyms, their own practices, joining other gyms, all of these wonderful things, building lives, having income, to buy cars, buy homes, or rent homes, build these wonderful, wonderful lives. And as you said, it's the opportunity to fulfill that potential. Someone who could be representing at Worlds deserves that opportunity to go through and represent at Worlds. So I hope with this as being your biggest provincials ever, that you at least you'll be able to point out some of the athletes to me, and that maybe we can chat to them that have come either through the Wellington comp and so on. Are you planning some more development comps for next year? What's in the works?
Yes, we've asked clubs when they'd like to host club competitions. Some of our newer clubs that affiliated this year haven't been able to host a club comp yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that one idea we were looking at is having the clubs in Mitchell's Plain. We have an inter-club competition. That would be one way to develop the sport, and then we would slowly just look at infiltrate or going into other areas, like the Cape Winelands.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a gym. We're having the provincials in Paul, so
Yeah.
maybe just having a development competition out in Paul, having a development competition in Steenberg. So we'll look at all of those things next year. But an
Fantastic.
inter-club competition is definitely on our list.
So I think something to talk about just very quickly. So there's tremendous poverty in in the Western Cape, and the Western Cape really, so many of those communities have been affected by alcohol abuse, by drug abuse, and also if we go back a little bit to the previous government and the DOP system, which was put in place to basically keep the laborers dependent on alcohol and all those things that come from that, fecal alcohol syndrome, and all of these incredible challenges that are being placed on these families. And speaking as an alcoholic, it's something that I'm very passionate about. We've got World Masters coming up at the end of next year. I'd like to put something out there to the athletes that are watching this potentially is, if you have extra gear, if you have extra kit, from singlets to shoes to belts to wraps to socks, whatever you want to bring out, and I know Nicole will be there, just bring out as much stuff as you can. Get in touch with Nicole, get in touch with Western Cape, and leave some of the stuff behind. I know we've got a great relationship with the US Equip Lifters. They're going to be bringing some stuff out, shirts and stuff, and suits. So let's just, reaching out to anyone watching that's coming from overseas, get in touch with Nicole. And Nicole's on Instagram, or any of you guys, I suppose, and just, maybe we'll have a big bin at Masters where
Yeah.
people can drop gear in, and that can go into the very, very well deserving development programs. We have another comment here. Very cool profile picture of Nathan. Let's drop that on here. Super proud of the team. Everything that they have done has been for the benefit of the sport in our province, representing our athletes and always making decisions with their best interests at heart. So there we go. Thank you, Nathan. Nathan Michael Stain.
Yeah,
What?
that sounds
Natano. What?
over.
Awesome. So I think that's So that's something that I'd like to see, and I'm glad that we had the opportunity to chat. Don't just rather shop in the Western Cape. Fill up those 23 kilogram allowances for your 2 cases. Just leave your equipment, your old equipment, with the Western Cape Federation. It's fine. You don't have to take it back. Why pay excess baggage? Just leave it, and they'll put it to very, very good use. I think that's a great idea. So now blazer reimbursements. Let's chat about that. That's a fantastic idea. And I think it's your way of getting athletes to actually want to wear blazers. So let's
So
go.
Mino can,
Yeah, yeah. I was going to.
Minolan,
Yeah,
yeah, go for
100%.
that one.
Manolan, you got that one.
Now you guys leave me with this.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
so
Hang on.
it's definitely that one. Yeah, so we discussed it as an exco, and we said, listen, traveling firstly to international comps, etc., is expensive. The minimum we can do to help our athletes is, some sort of reimbursement. We can't really help with funding at this point,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we're working on. So a simple gesture as a blazer reimbursement would show that we have your back. We want you to guys to go and do your best and represent the country as well as our province, um, with what you do on an international platform. That's basically what it was, just as a gesture to our
Sure.
to our international athletes.
That's very, very cool. And it's just starting out with, with a simple step. So thank you. I applaud you guys on that. And let's chat about some of the development stuff. There have been some development sets floating around. So happy that you guys have, sort of formalized everything, getting it back together and going to get them into the right areas. Because you can't have development comps. You can't have development athletes training without sets.
That's true.
True.
So
Very,
Mo,
very
do you want to
true.
grab this one?
Okay. So with the development sets, like you're completely right. You can't have the development cops without them, but also on a day-to-day basis, long-term training as well, which is also why we started the team training.
Mm-hmm.
It's better and it's nicer to have that privilege or luxury of training with the calibrated plates or the bars when you get the chance. A lot of powerlifters, we do train at the commercial gyms, unfortunately, because that's where it's nearby to us.
Mm-hmm.
But then the equipment is not the same, and you only feel the difference on the competition day,
Yeah.
and it could throw a few people off. So it's just in the long run that there's consistent training for certain people with the equipment. It also could get people to still train together when they can, keep the small communities around them, and then we all come and be the big family at the big competitions and provincials, for
That's
example.
awesome.
So,
So yeah, Mo, did you want to add, Manolan, sorry, did you want to add something there?
No, Mo hit it on its head.
Beautiful. Yeah, he's like, Nick, stop it, man. All right, cool. Talk to me about the SBD promo code.
Nicole can handle that
Yeah,
one.
so yeah. So Mo actually reached out to SPD on social media because we saw that they were handing out some promo codes, and they've so very kindly offered to give our province a promo code. So
Thank you, SPD. Big thumbs up. Yeah,
thank you,
absolutely.
SPD. So
Yeah,
our individual athletes don't get a code. We, as a province, we have one code, and if athletes purchase any items using that code, SPD will then give a small percentage back to the province, and that we
fantastic.
can use to fund our athletes, whether it's pay for a bus to get everyone to nationals
Mm-hmm.
next year, or whether it's being able to book a flight for someone that really can't afford it but has the potential to get to nationals. Yeah, so we've asked everyone far and wide to use our code because it will really benefit the athletes in the Western Cape.
Absolutely phenomenal. So, okay, you heard it. I tell you, you guys will share it with me. We'll share it on our socials as well.
Definitely.
That'll be fantastic. And then also growing the social media footprint. Mo, tell us a little bit about that. Manolan, you guys want to grab that?
That's all Mo. That is
So
No,
all
the
Mo.
my one yeah, that's my baby. So the
sorry.
one big
Yeah.
task I yeah, the one big task I gave myself for this year, or that I brought up personally with our first Exco meeting, is that I really want to grow the social media. Um, Powerlifting in general, some people may consider a very social sport now. All our favorite gym influencers, everyone
Mm-hmm.
is online, and I think that's one of the quickest ways to get the awareness there, get some acknowledgement, but also another way to attract the potential investors or sponsors or whoever wants to
Mm-hmm.
contribute back into the sport. um, and it's one way from people even afar. We can connect with the other provinces, we can connect with people nationally, and it's just getting a lot of engagement there. So I was really involved with that, just to, I guess, just get more awareness of what we're doing socially outside of the province as well.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, awesome. And as I said, it's going to be growing from strength to strength. It was a pleasure working with you on this, and very, very chuffed
Yeah.
about that. So, what can just I know we're under a little bit of time pressure. I want to wrap up. I want to cover what can people expect for the upcoming competition, and then also for our international viewers that are planning on coming out. I'd like each of you to pick something fun in the Western Cape, something awesome that they should consider doing. So let's start with what can people expect from the comp? We're going to give this to Manolan.
So, from the comp, look, we are going to be bringing. I know this group, this exco is very fun. So we like to have a good time and we like to share a vibe with everybody. So we're going to try and bring as much energy as possible. I know a lot of people on a comp day, it's very nerve wracking, or you're trying to get super focused and stuff like that, and it takes you out of what's actually happening around you. But we want to bring as much energy through the crowd, through the lifters. We're just trying to make sure everybody has a great day, or
Hmm.
2 days rather. But yeah, that's what we're going to try to bring this year, and we're going to be trying to bring a very tight ship as well, stay on times, etc., and we can do
Yeah,
our thing.
awesome. Have you got sponsors for the event? Sort of guys who are getting involved that are helping with the comp? Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Nicole
Um, I I
or
would
Mo?
say
Mm.
Droga, Rock Valley Barbell, that is letting us use their venue for the
Mm.
provincials. So they have, this is another year we've used their venue, which is amazing. They have also rushed their renovations for us, which we really appreciate. Droga, of course, SPD with the lovely code that we've been using, and also you, Nick, you're going to be coming to stream, so we really
No, and
appreciate that.
our,
Yeah.
our absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you,
Our
Nick.
absolute pleasure. Thank you. Will there be food, coffee? What's available on the day?
Yes, for
There'll be
sure. There'll be a
coffee
food truck
and
Okay,
yeah,
excellent.
and a
Is
food
there,
truck.
is there going to be good
and a
coffee?
food truck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Oh,
only
good
good
very
coffee
coffee,
in
good.
the
cool.
Western Cape.
Good
There's,
coffee,
there's
exactly.
everything's better in the Western Cape.
There we go. Good coffee and good food. So if you're out there, if you're in the Paarl area, come through on the 7th and the 8th. Support the athletes. Get involved in the energy of the event. It's always going to be fantastic. And I know Western Province always brings a really, really, excuse me, Western Cape always brings a really, really strong game, and it's going to be a blast. So let's touch off on, and we'll start with Mo. Our visitors at the end of next year that are coming for World Masters, we're expecting around about 800 athletes potentially. It's going to be a massive event. There's going to be a huge influx.
Massive.
There might be also, opportunities. That's why I want to showcase some of the gyms there where the athletes are either before the comp or after the comp. You want to go to the winelands and you're going for lunch. So, let's go. Let's get in a session at Rock Valley Barbell before going and
Mhm.
causing trouble at, whatever wine farm or wine farms that people are going to end up at, and a little bit of fun. So, what should they do in the Western Cape?
I mean, well, of course, first I'd suggest wine if you're in
Yeah.
Cape Town, do wine. But I would also say
Any
because there's
favorite
so
wine
many
spots?
diverse, yeah, but like there's also so many diverse places here that you definitely have to try some local food, get a proper
Okay.
Gatsby,
Okay.
try all
Yeah.
the food that you cannot eat after the comp
Yeah.
and have some fun.
So
Yeah.
chatting about the Gatsby, and it's well known. Like it's certainly like not the New Orleans Gatsby and some of these other sandwiches. Tell us a little bit about the Western Cape Gatsby, because I think the restaurant that it originated at, the takeaway, is actually still going and still making it. So does anyone want to tell us about that quickly?
Mino, you tell us about the Gatsby.
So I think Nick is referring to Golden Dish, if I'm
Yep,
not mistaken.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Yes. So they were under some
Renovation.
renovations
Yeah.
after a fire that happened. I think I haven't been back since, but I must say that was one of the best Gatsby's I've ever had. I
Yeah.
would send everybody to them if I could, um, but some of us have to watch our weight before
Yeah.
promotions.
100%.
So
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's one
I,
of those things, but definitely.
oh, there we go. So Nathan popped up kind of again. He said, "Old school go golden fish." There we go. We got it. All right, cool. Or golden dish. Okay, thank you. All right, cool, awesome. So so we got the Gatsby and we got wine. Anywhere particular for wine, Mo? Where's your favorite
Oof.
spot for a glass of wine?
Um, okay, I think the good bet is go to Stellenbosch, go out to Stellenbosch, make out a weekend out of it. You can see the views, and there's more than enough options there as well.
Okay, cool.
Do the wine tram.
All right, we're doing that, and we're getting a big
Exciting.
laughing and a smile from Nathan. So there we go. Thank you, mate. All right, cool. All right, Manolan, what do we do in the Western Cape? What do you advise?
So we've already spoken about food and drinks. There's a lot of activities to do.
Mm,
So um, you could go to Atlantis and go onto the dunes on ATVs. You
mm.
could take a boat ride to Seal Island from Hout Bay. You could do a sunset cruise at the waterfront. You could go up Table Mountain. You could do the big wheel. There's so much to do in Cape Town. We have so much to offer. Um, I feel like people down specifically from an international standpoint,
Yep.
um, they it's gonna take you too long to do everything. You need to stay.
Yep.
Spend more time in Cape Town.
I think people are going to be spending a lot more time there. So, geez, hang on. Listen, Nathan's helping out here a lot. Okay, awesome. But I love those options. Something I want to mention: fish on the rocks in Hout Bay. Your best seafood out there. I mean, you're eating stuff that was swimming an hour before. So there we go. Nathan says, "Simmonsig Karps of
Oh,
Fonkel." There we go. Okay, yeah, we're
really
getting a
good.
thumbs up from Nicole.
MCC.
There we go. Okay, and what is this? Helmut and Andre Weinroot. Arden. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Nathan. All right, awesome. Nicole, coming back to you. What should people be trying in the Western Cape?
I think if you can, Table Mountain is one of the world's wonders, and it's such a beautiful view. We've got so many cool hiking spots. I know powerlifters don't like hiking before competitions, but after, I
Yeah.
mean, like Lion's Head is just absolutely beautiful. If you really want to see Cape Town, you could even go to Guys, where you look over the city, it's above Sea Point. You sit on a
Signal
canvas.
Hill.
What's that
Signal
Signal
place called?
Hill.
Hill.
I went
Signal
Signal
Hill.
Hill.
Signal
You know,
Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
just go and pop your picnic blanket, take your drinks and your food with you. Go to Signal Hill. You could go to Boulders Beach just to see
Yeah.
some beautiful penguins, and take the drive from Chapman's Peak all the way through to Camps Bay. It's just magnificent.
Magical.
Franschhoek for the wine
Yeah,
tram.
yeah.
There's so much to do in the Western Cape. So much.
The creme brulee at French Connection. That's what I love about having this podcast, because with my radio show, just with the rules, you can't mention restaurants and all of this stuff in terms of sponsorship and that, but we can talk about whatever we want to on here, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think you guys all hit the nail on the head. It's the same. Stay for longer. Come for a week early and come for 2 weeks afterwards. Take a month off and come to the Cape. You got a week for the comp, and then you got 3 weeks to look after yourself and have a wonderful time. You won't regret it. Which I think that's something that's going to be fantastic, guys. Really, your passion, and I know it's no one says, I got 5 years left in my working career. I haven't saved for my retirement. Let me go volunteer on a provincial powerlifting exco, because that's going to help me retire early. So no, this is all voluntary, and we're very grateful for what you guys do and what you've done. And it's Western Cape Powerlifting. It's going to be epic. We're looking forward to you guys hosting, a bench press nationals one day, or equipped, or a 3 lift. It's going to be really, really fun. And I know that I can see from this energy and this drive and this passion, it's going to be fantastic. And we're also grateful, I'm up in Gauteng, and we're grateful that you guys put in the effort and that you come up and you compete and you represent your province and you represent all of our country, because it can't just be one province competing. So I know it's been a challenge. It's great. And also the development work that you guys are doing, supporting the young lifters, that this can be a game changer. You go apply for a scholarship or a bursary, and you've won a silver medal at nationals, or you've won a gold medal at provincials, or you've even qualified to represent South Africa at an international level on your CV at work. And all of these things have put you in a much better standing, because it shows that you have an understanding of discipline, of consistency, of the need to work long term for your goals. And the work that you guys are doing within the province and within this amazing sport of ours is ensuring that this is available to far more people. So I wanted to say thank you. I want to give you guys a round of applause and a big thumbs up. So thank you from our side. That's why we're very grateful to be able to come down and do this. And we're happy to cover the costs of that, because it's something that's necessary. You guys have earned it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so
No.
much.
Thank you.
You have to. We have one more comment from Thean. Sub juniors and juniors are popping right now. So
They are.
Wait,
that's it.
wait
And
till
I think
It's a big competition between those guys.
yes.
good. So yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to. I'm digging Thean's monster bicep pose. It's looking good, but it's really it's the juniors and the sub juniors where we're going to be able to excel on an international level. And over the next 5, 10, 15 years, that's where we're going to be able to build a very, very strong open base for competing in the future. And these are the guys that are going to be stepping up to potentially represent us at Olympic level. We've got World Games next year. Next year, and this is why we're going to chat a little bit about this more, guys. I know I was wrapping up, but there's so many ideas that are running through my head. We've got Asia, Pacific, Africa in Japan next year. So there's 3 lift and bench press opportunities there. We've got Africa champs in Tunisia the next year. We've got masters, in the Cape. So for the older lifters, it's the most cost-effective way to compete. But at Sun City in 2026, it's junior and sub-juniors world. So that's going to be epic. So all of these competitions, we'll do everything in our power to get this sport out there, to get it the exposure that it deserves, so we can bring in. That's the whole reason we do this. Bring in the sponsorship, give exposure to the athletes, let the sponsors understand the value of the sport and the value of the athletes, because this is a good, clean, wholesome sport. It's a family sport, as you said. Whether you are related by blood or not, it's a family sport. You know, I always say, guys, I think Manolan will know what I mean here. You know, it's like, why are you calling me out again? So you don't hear about powerlifters crashing their Bugattis in Monaco. So you know, forget your football players and other athletes. You know, these are good kids. These are great athletes that need support, and that's what we're doing with this here. So this is one of those little steps towards getting those sponsorships in place. So thank you guys for everything that you do.
No, thank you, Nick.
Thank you
Thank
so
Okay.
much for
You are
the.
welcome.
Thanks.
I'm going to end the broadcast here, and I'll just chat to you guys very briefly off air. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you, and thank you, everyone. Any last words before
Thank you.
we end the broadcast?
So just thank you
Bring
to
Tune
everyone
in.
every
Bring
single bit
Go
of
for it,
energy
guys.
that you have to provincials. Bring everything. We want
Yes.
everybody there. It needs to
uh,
go off.
cool, done. That's Manolo. Mo, your last words. I mean, wrapping
Yeah,
up words.
saying
God
thank
forbid,
you.
Lord.
Yeah, tune in. Even if you're not there in person, swarm in with the comments, but please watch Provincials on the day. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. And lastly, Nicole.
Thank you for everyone that tuned in today. Thank you, Nick, for having us. Provincials is going to be off the chain. Watch this space.
Absolutely.
See you guys in
Awesome.
2 weeks.
Cool. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. All right, guys, I'll chat to you now. Thank you, everyone.